Hello there, my name is Kat Cooper and welcome to my world. Today I want to talk to you initially about visions. I've only ever had one in my whole life and I was only 16 years of age at the time. I did make this one before, but I left out a crucial element, so I'm trying to do this again by myself. I was sitting at a window. This is the beginning of the vision, and it was a very large window, and I was sitting in the kitchen looking towards the window, which on the other side was a veranda. Now I closed my eyes just like that, and it was suddenly as if I was looking at a television screen. And what happened was I saw a woman in a long white dress. She was probably in her early 30s, and a man who I assumed was her husband, and there were 3 young children there. There was a young boy, probably about 6, 7 maybe perhaps, and 2 young girls, about 5 and 3 I'd say. And what happened was that the woman actually walked over to the boy and she picked him up and she started swaying him backwards and forwards like you do with a young baby. And she walked towards the edge of this balcony where there was about a 200-foot drop down onto a main road. And she looked at him and she said, "I could throw you over the balcony." And she goes, 1, 2, 3, and she threw him over the balcony. Well, my eyes flicked open. I did not recognize anyone that I saw there. Now actually at the time, the background to this is that I was working for a family who actually lived on a cliff edge where there was approximately a 200 drop down to a main road. The husband and wife were in their early 30s. They did have 3 children, a boy and 2 young girls. And what eventuated was that particular day, not long after I'd had this vision, which frightened the crap out of me, I realised that the lady of the house had come home, and it was around about the end of March 1967. I'd only just had my 16th birthday, and she said to me, "Well, Kathy, it's a beautiful balmy evening. Would you mind setting up the tables outside?" There were 2 long wooden tables with long stools on either side, you know, made of wood. And she said, "Put all the cutlery and crockery out there and we'll have dinner out there for tonight, just for a change." So I said yes, and I did that. And later that evening we all went out there, and the husband and wife sat at one table and the children and myself sat at the other one. We had our meal, and then the woman got up and she picked up her son and she walked towards the edge of the balcony and she said to him, "I could throw you over the balcony." And she started swaying with him and she said, 1, 2, 3, and then she put him down. I was absolutely mortified. If there was super glue invented back then, I think I was stuck to my stool. I could not move. I could not have prevented that child from whatever fate may have been about to happen. I don't know, but the moment that she put him down, she looked straight at me and she just gave me this most hideous look and laugh that I've ever heard and seen in my whole life. Now that actually never ever happened again, and I can honestly say I did not recognise any of those people. I did not know. I'm glad I did not know. If I had known, I probably would have had a heart attack on the spot. I didn't stay there very long as a mother's helper because that was just something that frightened me so much, and I just didn't want to know or see anymore, and so I gave that job up. Now, I have a different kind of topic to also mention today, and I have it here with me now, and I actually handmade this. It is a magic wand, and I knew, this was about 10 years ago or so, that I had to have a clear crystal quartz at this end with a point on it, a semi-precious stone on the other end, something blue from it, and the feathers, and then I wrapped some material around it, and then it was almost like I was in a trance, as if I knew how to do this, as if I'd done it 100 times or more before, probably in a previous lifetime. I started crisscrossing some string right around it, and when I finished, I put it down on the table, on the coffee table in front of me. Well, my son walked in, my youngest son. He would have been in his early 20s around then, or somewhere around that time. No, he would have been about 30 actually. And he said to me, "Mum, what is that?" And I just looked at him and I said to him, "I know exactly what that is." I said, "You know exactly what that is." And he picked it up and he told me to stand up, and he went like this with it. "With the power vested in me, I grant you health, wealth and happiness." And the very interesting outcome of that was that it was not long after that I started dating my second husband, who passed away nearly 6 years ago now. I still am in love with him, but he gave me the best years of my life, and I will never forget it. And I'm just so happy that I had that experience, and I believe that my magic wand and the way my son used it towards me gave me everything I ever wanted, and I'll be forever grateful for having had a wonderful, wonderful marriage to an amazing man and an even better husband. Thank you. I hope you tune in again, and I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.